Blaine Country, San Andreas, 2021. Three mad lads are racing monster trucks in the swamplands of Largo Zancudo in the Dois Gaming Monster Rally. One lad, Bradley Clark, is having a lot of issues with his truck. He is seen swerving all over the course, before making a beeline at race leader Liam Van Dijk. Once the cameras stop rolling, a fist fight breaks out between the two, leading to both being hospitalized. Why did this happen, and was Brad actually innocent? Using the footage collected from the race, we will go back in time and see if we can relive the crucial moments that led to this moment. This is Seconds from Disaster. Disasters don't just happen. They're a chain of critical events. Unravel the fateful decisions in those final seconds from disaster. Liam Van Dijk is an accomplished monster truck driver, hailing from the small town of Dunedin. While having never won a race, he has always been a podium finisher, and today will be no difference, considering that there is only 3 racers left. Meanwhile, Bradley Clark of Wellington is also a part of this race. He is a multiple-time national champion, although his one and only World Championship race in England was cancelled due to COVID-19. The final competitor, Sam Hunt, works at an airport. The incident occurs on a part of the race where drivers come awfully close to one another. Liam, who is a whole lap ahead of Brad, is driving on his merry way. Suddenly, he is forced to take evasive action as Brad's monster truck swerves into his way. While these two have had previously crashed into each other during this race, they were all friendly love taps. This one was not, especially since Sam was closing in on Liam. This swerve eventually leads to Sam winning this race, and the $2,000 prize alongside it. But what really happened? The first thing to consider is that Brad had crashed various times before. This includes a large crash into a small tree earlier on in the race. We know that this caused some damage to his truck, as he sent it away to be worked on after the race. His mechanics found that his thermodynamic hydraulic stabilizer was knocked loose. This usually only happens when a truck is flipped on its head, something that we see happen to Brad during that crash. We sent an assistant out onto the racing track with his stabilizer loose and let him run the course. Sure enough, he began to swerve right as he was driving. The claim from Brad was that he was going for the checkpoint, so we need to calculate his margin of error. Each checkpoint is about 1.5 meters wide, with an extra 1 meter each side to help multiple racers cross without crashing. Using complex maths equations, we work out that the maximum distance he could be from the center of the checkpoint and still be going for it truly, is 5.11 meters. Sending the assistant back out again, he walks out the distance to confirm that Brad was only out by 3.4 meters, which is within the range of error. That's when we made a huge breakthrough that turns all of this evidence on its head. After Brad takes air, we see his truck lean towards Liam's. Heading back to the mechanics, we see that, while his stabilizer is fucked, his dynamic axial motor valve is still in pristine condition. This part helps control the truck once it takes air, and is directly linked to the steering wheel. For the third time, the assistant is sent out to the track. This time, he takes the jump multiple times, with his steering wheel untouched. None of the jumps lean his truck to the right like Brad's did. It was only after he had his wheel turned to the right that his truck resembled Brad's. This is enough evidence to conclusively prove that Brad was not telling the truth. We know that Brad is not innocent, but that still leaves the question of why did he do it? Jealousy. Liam is a married man, but that hasn't stopped Brad making advances towards him. Depression due to his Bengals losing the Super Bowl. Favoritism towards Sam. We can rule out the jealousy, as if he wanted to be with Liam, why would he want to kill him? The favoritism is also ruled out, due to his feelings towards Liam being greater than those towards Sam. This just leaves depression. This case was given to us on the 29th of March 2022. The Super Bowl took place on the 14th of February 2022. The dates are all lining up to be true, until we are told that this race actually took place months earlier, on the 8th of November 2021. We are about to give up on this case when we receive an anonymous phone call from someone calling themselves Ralvin Kidley. He goes on to say that Brad had promised him a victory for Sam, so he placed a $1,500 bet on Sam. Finally, we are able to pin Brad down with charges of match fixing, leading to him being suspended from racing for the 2022 season, and now Liam can rest knowing that the fist fight that he caused was 100% justified. And in his first race back, he takes out his first ever win, narrowly beating out Brad's replacement, the suspended Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Who knows when disaster will strike again? It might be next week or it might be months from now, but please know that whenever disaster calls, we will be there to analyze it. Good night.